The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that river. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He'll never stop shooting a basketball the rest of his life. All he's going to do is become one of those old, famous ex-players that's in the Hall of Fame, that's a legend, that shows up at games, just like his dad did. His dad shows up at games. His dad was never as good as he is. And his brother is the lost soul. Like, they don't even care about his broke ass. This guy, Steph Curry, can play forever.
Pharrell, coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
After every round, you guys were still up in each other's face, mouthing off before you went back to your corners, trying to get not just the last punch, but the last word. What was the move between you guys? Obviously, you're in there for your fight.
It didn't cut him. It didn't stunt him. A point wasn't taken away. There's no reason to even mention something like that. You're in a brawl. Things are happening. Accidents happen.
Only on SportsGrid.
And welcome in. It's in-game live game day on a terrific Thursday. Scott Wetzel, Day Sharapan for the next 2 glorious hours, right up until 10 p.m. Eastern time, watching, analyzing, betting in the world of sports. Ah, yes. Will this rose have no thorn? It's a who's who of not going to make the cut at the Masters, Dave. One game at MLB today, which is really dopey. More comebacks in hockey last night. Let's hope we get a few more tonight. And we have the NBA to bet on. Why not? Because we all know we love the NBA, especially this time of the year. 5 on the line trends. We got SGPs, Black Clouds. Keith Stewart from Augusta will join us in a little bit. We got our guy Zeke Fracassi, do a little hockey with him. And then our good buddy Cam Stewart, who I'm told hit a 65-1 shot with Justin Rose to be the leader after the first round. So cha-ching for Cam, and hopefully he gave that out to us last night. So what's going on, my friend? How are you this evening? He did. Yeah, there you go.
He did give that out to us last night. I can only imagine what state he's going to be in today. Those are nice hits when you hit those. So hopefully he'll be in a good mood. The Blue Jays lost to your Red Sox. That's okay. First day of Masters is great. I can't wait to talk to Keith, get a feel for, what went on and the course and everything else. Justin Rose posts a big number. That's the 5th time that he's been leading the Masters after the first round. He hasn't won it yet. So everybody behind is live. There's Scheffler. He's hanging right there. So that's good. And, the producers are dialed in, paying attention. They got these guys in the golf. They get, ready to cash tickets. So that's good. And I'm wearing the Penn State stuff because the Frozen Four is tonight. It's a big night.
Ooh,
Denver
really?
and Western Michigan. Yes, Denver and Western Michigan are locked into overtime right now. It's the first overtime. And right after, Penn State is playing Boston U, which is a monster game. Now, it's my worlds colliding, Wetzel. I got into Boston U back in 1988. I was going to go to school there.
Really?
Yes, and I was going to go to school there from Pittsburgh. I got the first semester bill and went, you know what? We may need to find an alternative here. Yeah. And I ended up going to Penn State. It was very expensive. But I got offered an opportunity to walk on play hockey at BU. Probably wouldn't have made it. But now I went to Penn State and played club hockey. They're a Division I school. They're playing against Boston U tonight. It's going to be very exciting. So I will be slightly distracted when that game comes on. But we're locked into a 2-2 game right now, and I have no idea who's going to win.
All right. I'm assuming that both are in the same site, right? Same facility. These two games today.
Both at St. Louis. Yes. Frozen Four.
All right.
Yep.
Because I asked that only just because the second game is supposed to start 8:30, but if this first game's in overtime, like you said, tied at 2, we don't know when the Penn State Boston U game is actually going to get underway. But there actually are lines on that on FanDuel. BU a minus 176 favorite, over under 6.5. Penn State getting plus 130 with a monster big there. 46
Penn State's
points
live. Penn State is live. The game's probably going to go over, is what my first thought is. But we got these trends we got to get to. There was no trends for this. You did the work. Give the people what they want. First segment every night.
There you go. 5 on the line trends. Nice little day. Well, actually, not a nice day yesterday. 2 and 3 only yesterday. But we did hit our best one, which we continue to remain undefeated as the Phoenix Suns have completely choked away this season. So time for our trends of the night. 5 on the line. All right, we got a limited schedule tonight, right? With only one baseball game, that's already underway, only a couple of basketball games, but we got 5 pretty good trends just the same, Dave. So we'll start at the top with number 5, the 5th best trend in our little list here. We got LA taking on the Anaheim Ducks. LA is beating the Ducks. Nice little rivalry, you would think. Not on the ice. 11-2. Is LA against Anaheim the last 13 times they've met. So where are we going to go? Got to take the Kings, minus 350. Now, I know it's like a big number, but you know what? We got burned on this yesterday with Minnesota. So here's my thinking with this. I'm just going to give you the trend and not worry about the odds, right? And then if you guys want to put it in parlays, you want to play it straight lay 350, whatever the case may be. But I don't want to give you a line that's a loser and you play it versus a line that's a winner and you don't play it. You know, if you say LA's minus 350, I'm not doing that. Okay. If you don't want to put them in a parlay, okay. Because we did that last time with Minnesota, and they actually won
in overtime. Right.
Yeah.
So I like the thought process. Keep it moving on the ice. The Kings are definitely going to win that game. Go.
Yeah, definitely. All right, number 2 on the ice as well. Vegas, 11-3 versus Seattle, including 6-1 when they play at Vegas, where they are tonight. Plus, Vegas is good. Seattle stinks. So, where are we going to go? Vegas, there you see it. Minus 260. Again, pricey number against Seattle. Maybe you want to put in a little parlay with the LA Kings. Number 3.
They clinched the Pacific Division with that win. I just told Walsh. Walsh isn't even a hockey guy. He said, if you guys both like it, I'll play it. So there you go. What's number 3?
Yeah, I definitely like it. All right, number 3, Utah at home against the Predators. Utes, no nickname yet, 8-2 at home against Nashville, and Nashville 9-30 on the road this season. They have lost 30 of 39 road games. They are just brutal against a good home team. So where are we going to go? We're going to have to go, there you see it, Utah minus the 192. Versus Nashville.
We're going to need a cash register sound for all this chalk that you're laying. I mean, ching, ching, ching. This is big. Go ahead. Keep going.
I know. Yeah, that's right. We'll get, whenever we have this, we'll call George Kurtz to do this because he's the king of chalk. All right. How about a little NBA? Memphis Grizz hosting the Minnesota Teacups. Memphis. Yeah, actually, number 2. You're right. Memphis 1-12 against the spread. You see there. Swoop it over, boys. Move it on. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. All right, perfect.
All right. Memphis 1-11 against the spread their last 12 games at home. You know what? Minnesota is laying some odds on the road, but where are we going to go? Got to bet against Memphis, right? Give me Minnesota minus 1.5. It's up to 2
on the road.
That's okay. Yeah,
on the road.
1-11 against the spread their last 12 home games.
All right, give them the big one. Give them the big one.
The undefeated record, what are we, like 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever it is in with our number 1 trend play of the night. Little NHL, Vancouver at Colorado. Canucks 9-1 over their last 10 road games. So Number one trend of the night. Let's go over 5.5 Vancouver at Colorado. Even though
I
Nathan
can't
McKinnon
believe
is
this
not
isn't
playing.
6. I can't believe that one's not 6. That's good. Over 5.5. Colorado may get 5 themselves. That's a good number. All right.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm surprised it's not 6.5 too. You know, when I did the trends, like I said, I generally look at the trends and then I'll put the odds in so I don't influence me. And when I saw 5.5, Dave, I was like, wow. I really thought that would be 6.5.
Yep. Yeah, me too.
So
all right.
Well, so 5.5 it is. So yesterday we went 2 and 3. We're 5-5 on the week. 48 and 32, 16 games over 500. If you just played all of these trends, there you see the ones from yesterday.
Yes,
did hit with OKC. We hit with Milwaukee. The baseball one. Brewers lost this afternoon to Colorado. How about that? I'm glad they played a day game, not a night game, because I probably would have used that one.
I would have talked you off of that one. Quinn Priester, put that one in your back pocket. We're going against Quinn Priester every time he pitches.
Yeah, he's stinks, that's for sure. All right, In-Game Live continues here on the grid.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number one, just getting underway. We got our 5 on the line. We got SGPs coming up. We got Black Clouds coming up. And we got Keith Stewart from Augusta, which should be a lot of fun. He's actually at the course. We got our boy Zeke Fracassi, and then we got obviously Cam Stewart. So, you know what I noticed, Dave, which was kind of weird. Now that I got my new TV set where I have 50,000 different channels, right? So I tune on, you know, I'm doing my podcast there, and I figured I'll make reference to the Augusta, the Masters. And so I turned on the 4-letter network, and it's not on. And they're like doing all these dopey interviews, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" I mean, it looks like it's perfect weather, but maybe they're having like a delay or something. This was right around noon, right? And I'm watching for like an hour. I'm like, "What the fudge? Show us some golf, will you please? You got the Daytona 500 champ on, for goodness sakes." So then I hear one of the persons say, "Well, you got to go to ESPN Plus to watch the golf," and I'm like, "What?" So why would they be allowed to televise all the golf on all the ESPN Plus channels, but not the ESPN main channel? What am I missing? You're either televising it or you're not.
No. See, this is the thing that, like, for years, it was very hard to even see the front nine of Augusta. Now they have the rights to it, but they can't show it until a certain time. Could only show so many hours on a broadcast TV. So the other sources of seeing it, between the 4-letter network and DirecTV and all these different things, seeing feature groups and different stuff. Thursday and Friday. Yeah, Thursday and Friday, it's very select way to see it. Let's put it that way. Doesn't make it easy if you're trying to in-game betting, stuff like that. You got to really work to watch the Masters on Thursdays and Fridays. But have no fear. It'll be on all weekend, nonstop coverage, although they only follow the leaders. They used to only follow Tiger. Remember that? Tiger used to see every shot, even when he was out of it. So I don't know. They're pretty good first round. I mean, a bunch of people in the middle there all lumped together. The make-miss cut is a really fun route on Friday. That's what, ask Keith about that, what he thinks the cut line's going to be, different things like that.
Right. Well, I'll tell you right now is the absolute 100% worst case scenario for the cut line. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's the top 50 golfers that are in the top 50, right? So you could have, 30 guys tied for 50th place. All those guys make the cut. Well, unfortunately, right now, the guys that are tied for 38th, there's so many guys that it goes from 38 to 39 to 40, 41, 42, all the way up to 50. So you only have right now, listen, we got a whole day's worth of golf tomorrow, but right now, you only have 50 golfers making a cut. So you have some 45 golfers not making a cut. Now, all you need is one guy, just one guy out of those people that are tied for 38th to bogey, and now he becomes the 50th guy. So now everyone that's tied with him would get in. But right now, it's the worst case scenario. Here are some names right now that would make the cut. John Rahm. Well, there goes my, by the way, make the cut parlay. Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson, Will Zalatoris, Robert McIntyre, who everyone seemed to love for whatever reason, Adam Scott, and my boy Phil Mickelson. All right now not making the cut.
Wow. I'll say half of them make the cut from right now. So we'll see. I mean, it's good. You didn't involve anything on 5 on the line on golf.
No.
So there's the summary. Those are big, bigger, and biggest as far as money lines. You see that. Timberwolves short favorite on the road. They should win that game. Vancouver, Colorado over 5.5. This looks like last night you said was 2-3, so we'll bounce back with a 3-2, if not 4-1. Think there's a chance of a sweep with that board tonight? That might be a sweep.
I hope so, because I bet them all. I didn't bet I didn't bet the Memphis one. That's the only one, because Memphis actually has won a couple in a row. I really do like Memphis, not Minnesota. With their new head coach, I think it's taken a couple of days for things to kick in there, but they have won a couple in a row. So I don't really like that one. I don't like Minnesota. I think Memphis wins. But the others I do like. So how about Golden State last night, though? Once you think you got this thing figured out, Golden State as I can't believe they lost outright as a 17.5-point home favorite against pathetic San Antonio. And Golden State now might fall into the number 7, where they are. They've fallen into the number 7 spot. So that's like a big game for them versus being in number 6. Now they got to deal with a play-in situation.
It's a bad loss.
No less. Oh,
yeah,
hard.
It was a bad loss. It's going to put them in. It's going to put them in the play-in, which I don't think they wanted. But again, if they get the 7, they get the Rockets in the first series. I don't know if you had to pick. You could pick being in the 7 and playing the Rockets in the first series, and then the winner of the 3-6, which looks like it's going to be Lakers, maybe, and or T-Wolves or Clippers. Look out. That's going to be that may not be a bad path, but they're not supposed to lose that game. Listen, that was the one that helped the books yesterday. That was, your same game parlays coming up next segment. The the Golden State Warriors were the 0-0 on the roulette wheel. That was the one that where Croupier puts it down and all the chips are on every other number except that, and he just sweeps them all.
Sweeps the
Warriors
wall
money line. Yeah. Click, 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 click. All the chips sound, and then he starts sorting them. Yeah, those 0-0 losers are no good.
Oof. That's tough. That's. I mean, how could you see that possibly coming right at home? And they all played. Steph played. Draymond played. They all played last night. Just goes to show what you think you have this stuff. Tough board tonight in the NBA. You only had 4 or 5 games. Oof. I did like Indiana get 9.5 at home. They're down 6 against Cleveland. Cleveland's playing for nothing. Indiana theoretically still could move up a slot. But, I just thought that was too big of a number on the road. Pacers playing halfway decent, 5-1, I think, the other last 6. Knicks and Pistons. Knicks are playing for nothing. They're locked into number 3. But they're leading by 6 at the half. So 62-56. All right, SGP same game parlay coming up next.
Okay, what tools can you use to measure those things a bit? And that's where you have like force plates and 3D motion and launch monitors, things like that. But that's all just sort of like measuring what's happening. That doesn't necessarily explain why one guy's really good and another guy's not really good. And that's where there's still kind of like this ongoing, how do you like continue to do research to understand that better? And I think that's going to last well past my lifetime.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
We know what Chris Sale can bring. I was personally high on Schwallenbach. Smith-Shawver, their other starter, looks okay to kind of bad. They need to I don't want to say tread water, so I think that puts it in a bad light, but that's what they ultimately need to do. They need to tread water until Strider gets back, until Acuna gets back, and maybe it's just part of the team morale mentality that we're not at full strength, need to kick things into gear once those guys get here.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
These guys are barreling everything right now that are hitting well. Pitching is usually ahead of hitting this time of year, but torpedo bats is what we're reading about, Tom, and I think it's hilarious.
Will the pitching be out in front, or are the bats actually this strong? So it's going to develop over the course of weeks. And again, if all teams have the ability to do so, be creative with it and get out there and use it.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
After every round, you guys were still up in each other's face, mouthing off before you went back to your corners, trying to get not just the last punch, but the last word. What was the mood between you guys? Obviously, you're in there for your fright.
It didn't cut him. It didn't stunt him. A point wasn't taken away. There's no reason to even mention something like that. You're in a brawl. Things are happening. Accidents happen.
Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave just getting underway. Hour number 1 of our 2-hour extravaganza. 24 past hour number 1. So you know what time it is. Time for a little SGP same game parlay time. We came so close yesterday, but we didn't hit. We missed out on one leg. I forget which leg it was, but we missed out on one. Oh, the game went under. It was 5.5. So tonight, going right back to the well, Dave, we're going to do a little hockey. We're going to pick one of those monster favorites later on tonight. I'm going to go with Vegas just because they owe us. They owe us big time because we lost 2 Black Cloud plays on the dopey Golden Knights last week. So we'll give them one more crack. They lose tonight, then forget about it. They're dead as far as we're concerned. At least me anyway. So let's go Vegas minus the 265. We'll plant our fork there against Seattle at home. Then we're going to go Mark Stone. He's their second leading scorer. He's going to get 1 assist. He averages 38, not averages. He has 38 points in 34 home games. So he averages more than a point a game. So let's get an assist. Not a point, but an assist. Minus 125. 2 shots on goal. He averages 2 shots plus on goal. So that's minus 210. I don't know why it's not pick 'em since that's what he averages, but, that's the boys in Vegas. Then we're going to go Shea Theodore, 1 assist. He's second on the team with 47 points, and that's basically pick 'em, so that's good. You could stop there, as I did initially, and and that paid right around 4-1. But you throw one more piece in there, and it bumps it all the way up to 15.5 to 1.
Oh boy!
So let's throw in under 5.5 plus 115. Vegas on a nice little 6-0 under run. So I'm hoping 4-1, 3-1, something along those lines, and that bumps it up, like I said, to 15 plus 15.45, 15.5 to 1. So you want to leave it out, it's going to pay you just under 4 to 1. You put it in there, and it bumps it way up. So let's go for the 15.5 to 1.
Uh-oh. I like the over. Sorry. That's the and when you go to add one in, when you don't initially have it, you know what happens, right? Like that I'll just throw this one in here. I need to bump the payout up. Seen it for decades. That usually is the one that you should have left out. Everything else is pretty smooth. The Knights are going to win the game. Stone for sure is going to, have the points. I think he averages closer to 3 shots on goal. So that's why that number 2 plus is minus 210. Yeah. They would never make that if it's what he averages minus 210 unless they see you coming and change the line so you get a really bad number. I don't know. But, it's Seattle's toast. I think the Knights get 4 themselves tonight. So if it can be 4-1, that's good. But it feels like 4-2 is the final of this one. Maybe 5-2, something like that. So I'm leaning over. My game for under today was Winnipeg and Dallas. That was the game for me tonight. I really like that under. It was 5.5. And right now it's down to 4.5. It's 0-0 with 7.5 minutes left in the first period. So we're on that. I still think under 4.5 is plus money right now. And I love to get the 5, working for us, but I think 3-1, something is final this game. So if you still are involved or not involved, grab the 4.5 plus 120 right now, because if there's no goal scored in the rest of the way here, this is going to be 3.5 by the end of the first period.
Yeah. You hit that one last night, too. You had I told you I like the under in the St. Louis Edmonton. You said you like the overhit. 4-3, right? Edmonton won. So second straight loss for St. Louis. Yeah, this is kind of a moment of truth game for the Dallas Stars, right? I mean, 3 straight losses, season high. You don't want this thing, especially this time of the year, and to head into the playoffs on a 5 or 6, 7 game losing streak. Tough team. You wish you had Anaheim or one of those goofy teams coming into town. You got a really good team in Winnipeg, but maybe it's even better. Beat a really, really good team at home. Remember, this is the game that they coming off the losing the 5-2 game to Vancouver. So you would think like Dallas would come out flying today, Dave.
You would think so. It is kind of one of those moments with the way they lost that last game. That one left us speechless. I mean, it's like one of those ones where we should say in the book, Dallas owes. The Stars owe everybody. After that last one, let's get a good effort tonight, boys, and the under.
Yeah. In-game live, more game action when we come back here on the Grid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of thoughts.
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He'll never stop shooting a basketball the rest of his life. All he's going to do is become one of those old, famous ex-players that's in the Hall of Fame, that's a legend, that shows up at games, just like his dad did. His dad shows up at games. His dad was never as good as he is. And his brother is the lost soul. Like, they don't even care about his broke ass. This guy, Steph Curry, can play forever.
Pharrell, coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
After every round, you guys were still up in each other's face, mouthing off before you went back to your corners, trying to get not just the last punch, but the last word. What was the move between you guys? Obviously, you're in there for your fright.
It didn't cut him. It didn't stunt him. A point wasn't taken away. There's no reason to even mention something like that. You're in a brawl. Things are happening. Accidents happen.
Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number one, checking out a little NHL. We got the one baseball game going on. We got a couple of NBA games. We got a bunch of golf coming up, including Keith Stewart. I'll spit it out. Keith Stewart, live from Augusta, which should be pretty cool. I get all excited with the Florida Panthers here scoring again. 3-1 over Detroit. As the Panthers, once down 1-0, now lead 3-1 in the second period there. 45-1. 6.5 is your number on that one. Bruins in Chicago. I don't know if anyone cares about that, Dave. I did like Buffalo. The Sabres officially eliminated, unfortunately, but 8-1 their last 9. They were dogs at Columbus, which I didn't quite understand. They're leading 2-1 late second period, 2.5 minutes left. Now minus 265 favorites over the Blue Jackets, who are plus 2-1. Did you like that one at all?
No, I kind of took off from a couple of those games. No, not a big fan. I'm looking at the baseball right now. It's tied 1-1 and time to bet the Phillies. Your plus money right now. Phillies coming to bat in the top of the 6th in a tie game 1-1. So that's the one I'm looking at. And I wanted to mention, we'll have Zig on and we'll talk hockey. I'm wondering if he's watching this Frozen 4 game. Denver's big outshot, 16 shots for them, 37 for Western Michigan, and it's tied 2-2 going to overtime. Wow. There's nothing like hockey, Wetzel, where a team can totally dominate, get all the shots. The ice feels like it's tilted down there. And, yeah, it's wow, is that right now? So the updated numbers are 46-22. 46 shots to 22. And it's tied.
Denver has 46?
No, Western Mich has 46. Western Michigan was the favorite. Yeah, Western Michigan was the favorite. Yep.
Well, why would they be see, looking at the odds, I would have guessed the other way. And now you're telling me that Western Michigan was the favorite because Denver right now, unless there's a power play maybe that'll start the overtime period, but FanDuel's got Denver minus 135, Western Michigan even money. I would just assume bet even money, right? If you tell me Western Michigan,
the game closed with Denver a small favorite, minus 115. So Denver being the favorite now in overtime, I guess whoever's doing the game in game is they're not watching. I don't know. It feels like I just watched the last 5 minutes of the overtime. They're at intermission right now. It felt like Western Michigan should have, won it twice. So maybe they're live
What do you want to
right
win?
now. Do
you care?
I just want Penn State to win the first game. At this point, it doesn't matter. I really don't. Somehow UNLV is a club team. They won the club championship, the national championship for club hockey, Las Vegas. I went to a bunch of the games. They beat Denver this season. It's a huge upset.
Wow.
Town was actually, it was like the big story locally. They won 7-6 or 8-7. I forget what it was. So if Denver is getting outshot like this and somehow finds a way to win, they might be that team of destiny. I think I'd rather play Western Mich right now, but I have no idea. Just want Penn State to win later.
All right. I got to put a shekel on Western Michigan. So
okay.
Not a lot, but if you tell me they're dominating and they're, just as good, basically pick them, then you want to give me them, I'll take my chances. Like I said, unless there's a power play that would leak over into overtime, which they do, right? Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah.
So, otherwise, it doesn't make any sense why it would be. I could see them being even money, but I don't know why Denver would be minus 135 unless now they listen to us. They just moved the line a little bit. All right, we'll see. Now it's down to minus 130. Keep going, boys. Keep going. So,
See?
all right.
I mean, you give out the plays on here. I know the guys in the risk room are watching. Maybe people are actually betting it. If you're making any plays on any of this stuff we're talking about, or you have your own plays or parlays, tweet at us. Tag me at SportsBK and Sig. Tag Wetzel at Opposite Picks, and tag SportsGrid at SportsGrid or SportsGrid TV. Because, we're doing this thing. We're trying to get the tweets up for the people. The people love the show. And, we can get recognized and put your bet up if you got something good.
Yeah. Carolina was a strange favorite to me at home.
Ooh.
On the road, rather, at Washington.
Why?
What did you make of that line? I don't know.
I don't
think
know.
It was stranger, right?
No. Why were they favored? That's another one of those ones where,
I don't know.
I mean, when you look at it, you go, okay, it's a pick'em game, right? I mean, I don't know how motivated is Washington. Their spot is kind of locked up in the East. I mean, they were just playing for the overall number 1 seed, but they're locked in where they're staying. So maybe it's a rest night for them. I don't know. I did no further research on it, but I saw it, and it closed minus 150. Yeah. Carolina closed a minus 150 favorite. It didn't look right from the jump. I have no idea. Maybe Zig will be able to help us later with that. I don't know.
Because they're locked into the number 2 spot in the Metropolitan. They can't catch Washington, and the Devils can't catch them. So they're not playing for anything either. But they could be playing older guys. Maybe Washington isn't. Maybe that's the case. Capitals Carolina does lead 2-1. I will tell you. Plus 255 if you think Washington's live after the first period. I think that's a pretty decent, play. I'll take my chances. Now, it was a funky line, and I don't like betting into funky lines that turn even more funkier. I will say that's one of my general rules, but this would be a case where it's like, okay, I'll try it one time. You want to give me Washington plus 2.5 to 1 at home against a Carolina team that's awful on the road? I'll take it.
How's this when you still want it? If I tell you this, 15 shots on goal for Carolina, 5 for Washington. 5. And they scored with 2 minutes left on a power play to make it 2-1. So Carolina scored the first 2 goals. So maybe that goal will carry over. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that one. But yeah, there weren't many really definitive hockey plays to go with tonight. The Canucks and the Avalanche are coming up, at the top of the hour. I looked at that game. It kind of did what you did. I mean, it got to be over. I mean, 9-1 to the over in the last 10, like you said, in the road games for Vancouver, 12-2 in the last 14 home games. Colorado's going to win. It's just a matter by how much. And I'm not usually a puck line guy, but this could be a puck line play tonight for me. It's plus money. Avalanche minus 1.5 plus 120.
No McKinnon tonight. They're resting him for the rest of the season. I was going to put him in the trend plays because he's got a point in 26 straight home games. right? So I said, all right, I'm going to make that the best trend. You can't be 26 in a row. And then I looked up for his number, and he wasn't there. I'm like, okay, maybe it's got to be 2 points. And then he wasn't there. Like, then I looked it up. Yeah, he's not playing. So
Okay.
that diffuses the Colorado play a little bit. I mean, I still think they're going to win. I still think we're going to get some goals. I mean, they're a deep team, but yeah, don't be kidding. Don't be kidding. Be careful about that.
Man,
So,
oh man, can you imagine like
14 at home?
That's hard to believe, as you're getting ready for the playoffs. But I mean, you got to rest, I guess, once. Hopefully, don't rest too much or just get one game in. But I don't know. We got a guy coming up. There's no rest for the weary. He's down in Augusta, following all these golfers around, and watching the way this played out in the first round. I can't wait to ask him. I'm going to ask him specifically. Do you think that Justin Rose is going to be in the final group on Sunday? I don't want to put the pressure on and say you think he's going to win, but for years, the guy that's leading after the first round, I mean, we knew in the book he wasn't going to win.
It's amazing. You said it before. 7 times he's had the first round, or 5 times he's had the first round lead, and his highest finish is 5th, never winning.
Oh man,
just goes to golf is 4 rounds is you could have a 15-shot lead after 1 round, and it's just like, who cares? You got 3 more, pal. Take it easy.
Yeah,
it's a first round is not equivalent to a first round lead in football after the first quarter. 3 quarters more. Okay, we can manage this, right? Golf. No, definitely not. All right, Keith Stewart, PGA member, golf expert, joins us next from Augusta from Little Golf.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He'll never stop shooting a basketball the rest of his life. All he's going to do is become one of those old, famous ex-players that's in the Hall of Fame, that's a legend, that shows up at games, just like his dad did. His dad shows up at games. His dad was never as good as he is. And his brother is the lost soul. Like, they don't even care about his broke ass. This guy, Steph Curry, can play forever.
Pharrell, coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The 2 guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this once? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
After every round, you guys were still up in each other's face, mouthing off before you went back to your corners, trying to get not just the last punch, but the last word. What was the mood between you guys? Obviously, you're in there for your fright.
It didn't cut him. It didn't stunt him. A point wasn't taken away. There's no reason to even mention something like that. You're in a brawl. Things are happening. Accidents happen.
Only on SportsGrid.
And welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 1, talking a little golf. First round of the Masters in the books. Justin Rose at 7 under par. How great is that? Let's talk a little golf. Let's go to the Augusta Masters Golf Championship. How about that? Keith Stewart, you see it here all the time. PGA member, golf expert here on the grid. You can read some of his stuff on Sporting News as well. Run Pure Sports, PGA Tour. Keith, Scott and Dave, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing fantastic, guys. Round one is in the books. We've been waiting all week. We got it today. It was Christmas morning. All the gifts were opened. We got what we wanted. We got some drama out here, and we got great weather. So it's been a while since we've had like really awesome weather, what looks like for all 4 days at Augusta. So I'm psyched.
That's great. It's good to see you. Good to have you. I got to ask you, I wake up out west in Vegas and see the old guys teeing off. What is that like? Because Gary Player's 89, Jack is 85, and Watson is the young guy in his 70s. But are you out there? Does that feel as good as it looks on TV? Because that's the start of the whole weekend.
I mean, Dave, the truth of the matter is just walking on property, you get chills. You know, the place has so much history. It's so much fun. Everything is done right, from the concessions to the merchandise to the way they flow traffic. The golfers, they all respect the place. No one has their phone. You pay attention to what's going on. You talk to the people, the patrons that are next to you. Now, this morning, it was pretty cool. It was about 52 degrees. And I think it's, to be quite honest, I think it's a bigger challenge for those guys to bend over and tee the ball up. I mean, they're all great champions. They can swing it no problem. You know, they have a nice light graphite shafted driver. They swing it. They all hit it straight, right? They hit it like 100 yards, but they hit it straight. But like bending over to tee it up was just it absolutely just like that. You want to run out because you think Jack's gonna like roll over. You want to hold him like Humpty Dumpty, don't fall over, right? Like, but no, I mean, they do everything so well here, starting with the the honorary guys that hit the first tee shots.
All right, how about Justin Rose? We mentioned it there at the top, Keith. 3-shot lead, 7 under par. He's been in this position before 5 times. He's yet to get the green jacket. Will he today, or will he this year?
Well, Scott, Justin Rose, he has one distinction here around Augusta National. No one has led more rounds without winning the green jacket than the Englishman, Justin Rose. And he was asked that in the interview room tonight, and he said, "What do you think?" He goes, "Do you think that's a compliment or an insult?" He goes, "Well, it kind of feels like I should have a green jacket at this point." You know, he was in the playoff with Sergio in 17. And, you know, when it comes down to Rose, he's become a big game hunter. He's 44 years old. He's admitted this. He was in full swing. He had an episode. He said, I just really get geared up. I'm inspired to leave a legacy for myself and my family. He has 2 top 10s this year. They're in both signature events, AT&T and the API at Bay Hill, the Arnold Palmer Invitational. And then last year, he had 2 top 10s in majors, one at the PGA at Valhalla, and then he was runner-up at Troon. We all remember that run in the bad weather. Like, this guy's game suits major championships. He just doesn't make a lot of mistakes. And if there's one thing he has going for him, is that if you look at all the guys in the field, strokes gained putting for their career at Augusta National, there's only one guy that's better than him. That's Patrick Reed. Justin Rose is number 2. He's going to need the flat stick to get the job done. But you know what? We'll talk about Rory, I'm sure, in a minute. But there's some guys nipping at his heels that are not 44 years old.
Yeah, and the odds-on favorite is still Scheffler. And that's what I wanted to ask you about, because all he does is like a pedestrian -4, and you're sitting there at the odds board going, "Oh man, what do I do with Scheffler?" Is the feeling like, is it as wide open right now after round 1 as it was before all of this started? Or did it look like to you maybe, I mean, the cut is going to happen tomorrow, half the field is out?
Oh, half the field is definitely out. I mean, Dave, the fact of the matter is that only one player this century has come from outside the top 10 and won the Masters. Okay, that he did it twice, and his name is Tiger Woods. He did it in 05 and he did it in 2019. I'm not talking after 36 holes. I'm not saying top 10 after 54 holes. After one round, you have got to be in position here. Now, all the -1s get you down to T11, so I'm gonna move it a space, but you have to be in. I think you have to be in that T11 group. I think everyone else, that's outside of that, they're going to have super long odds, and you're really taking a risk if you want to run with one of those guys. I'm not saying that, crazier things have happened in life, but if the trend is your friend, only one guy this century, 22 times out of 24, they've come from that top 10. So you got to feel good about anybody that's there near the top of the leaderboard, let alone the world number 1 who has yet to win yet this year.
That really is amazing. And if that's the case, then Keith, we're eliminating Rory McIlroy. What happened? The guy was 4 under par. I turned my TV set on with 3 holes left, and all of a sudden he's at even par. Well, what happened?
Scott, we're not eliminating Rory McIlroy. Rory McIlroy's eliminating Rory McIlroy. Okay, he's standing in the 15th fairway. He had a 28% chance to win the tournament. He finished the round today with a 1.7% chance. You know, and I was on with the guys this morning on the early line, and they said, you know, Rory, the storyline, everything. What do you think? I said, at some point he's going to make a mistake. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but he's going to make a mistake. His head's going to explode. And it's just, I mean, he's got 17 tries at this thing. He's got 11 turns at the career Grand Slam. He's going to have to do one of those special things on like a Sunday where he shoots like 62, the course record, in order to come back. I just don't see him being able to. He just overthinks this tournament so much. And it's real. I don't even know if it's his fault, guys. But at this point, Rory's done. He's no longer part of the conversation. Again, he's way too far down the board.
You got about 20 seconds. Give us a weather report for tomorrow, because the weather really was no factor today, and it's supposed to be really nice all weekend. Anything happening tomorrow that we should know about?
Well, Dave, really what's happening is overnight. Between 9 and 12, we're going to get about a 1/4 inch of rain here in the Augusta region. It's going to soften the place up. So the guys that were out there this afternoon, and their scoring average was about, a couple, strokes. It was a couple tenths of a stroke better than the morning. Those guys have a huge advantage coming out with the golf course is soft tomorrow morning. Afternoon's going to get wind. You got to love the PM AM wave right now.
All right, we're going to talk to you tomorrow real quick. Yes or no? Will Justin Rose have the lead when we talk to you tomorrow?
No.
Wow. Wow. It's going to blow it.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Great job, Keith Stewart, live from Augusta here on the grid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He'll never stop shooting a basketball the rest of his life. All he's going to do is become one of those old, famous ex-players that's in the Hall of Fame, that's a legend, that shows up at games, just like his dad did. His dad shows up at games. His dad was never as good as he is. And his brother is the lost soul. Like, they don't even care about his broke ass. This guy, Steph Curry, can play forever.
Pharrell, coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
After every round, you guys were still up in each other's face, mouthing off before you went back to your corners, trying to get not just the last punch, but the last word. What was the mood between you guys? Obviously, you're in there for your fright.
It didn't cut him. It didn't stunt him. A point wasn't taken away. There's no reason to even mention something like that. You're in a brawl. Things are happening. Accidents happen.
Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. In-game live game day here on the grid. Thanks again, Keith Stewart, PGA expert, live from Augusta. He'll join us again tomorrow night at this same bat time, same bat channel. So that was a lot of fun. Little update before we get to our next little. I was going to say, Black Cloud, what do we got to Mr. Sharapan? Do we have a winner tonight already?
It's over. Not over the total, but it's over. All the shots paid off. Western Michigan 3, Denver 2. Western Michigan advances to the first time ever in program history to be in the championship game of hockey. Denver, it was a good play. All you can ask for when you get to double overtime, single overtime in a hockey game is just make sure it's a good goal. It was a really good pass. Top shelf over the goalie's shoulder, blocker side. Western Michigan moves on. It's time for Penn State to get it done and meet Western Michigan. But it's time for you, because you made that quick play on Western Mich, to load up, do your thing. Now you got extra bullets to fire on the Black Cloud.
Yes, we can now double, triple, maybe even quadruple down now that we got a couple of extra shekels and now that the Black Cloud is back. So time for our Black Cloud Play of the Day. Ah, yes, nice, easy winner. What was it, 17-2 last night with the Milwaukee Brewers? Oh, they should all be that. They should all be that easy, right, man? I don't even think I would gamble if it was that easy. It would be like so boring. Like, I might as well go watch a movie, right? We need the agita, we do. So hopefully, though, we get a little double dipper here with easiness. Let's go to the ice. I was gonna pick one of the monster favorites. So I used the one that was I could still play straight, don't have to go regulation, don't have to lay a puck and a half. So let's go to Utah, where the Mountain Men, as I like to call them, hosted the Nashville Predators, who are just done with this season. Utah's laying $1.92, but you know what? They're going to win. They're 8-2 at home, last 10 meetings against Nashville. Now, keep in mind, that was mostly in Arizona, but still, for whatever reason, his team at home plays well against the Predators. Predators are 9-30 on the road this season. 9-30, which is just horrible, obviously. How about playing great hockey lately, Scott? Nope. 3-11 their last 14 games, including 1-6 their last 7. So they're playing lousy hockey. They played lousy hockey on the road. Utah, 10-4 at home. They're not a great team. They're only 5-5 their last 10, but they are 10-4 at home. So they do play well, the Mountain Men, as we like to call them, at home. So the only little caveat, it's gambling. So you're going to have a little caveat no matter what the situation is. Nashville's coach, who missed the last 2 games for personal reasons, has come back to the club. I don't know if that's going to help them. They got 3 games left. They're officially eliminated. He hasn't done any help before, so I don't know why it would tonight. So that's why I just blew that off. So Black Cloud Play of the Day, Utah, -192 at home against Nashville.
This might be the highest favorite line that Utah has been all season.
Yeah.
I saw that and went, oh, I don't know. I'm a little nervous, but 9-30 is 9-30 on the road. Nashville, terrible on the road and done. So might be. You ever go to fan appreciation night for a hockey team, like when it's the last home game of the year and they do the fan giveaways and all that other stuff? I don't know if that's the case tonight for Utah. Let's hope the crowd is raucous, and it is something like that. This one's going to give you the agita. You're crazy. I love 17-2 games. Just waiting to cash in the third inning. I would gamble every day if it was 17-2. Things like that. You can have the agita. I'll take the dub. All right. Trends like this: 7-1 to the under in the last 8 on the road. 10-4 the last 14 home games for Utah. Okay. All right. Let's go Utah. Just I don't think this one's going to be easy though.
They're 4.
We might even be trailing.
4-1 their last 5 are the Utes, including 2 straight. And you know what? I didn't realize that. You're right, though. This is their last home game. So you would think they would want to go out on a winning note. They finish up with 3 on the road. They're not losing. They're not losing. You want to put it in regulation if you want to, but they
boy, here he goes. You said you didn't want to do that.
I know, I'm not. But, you want to increase your odds. You want to put in a parlay with one of these other late favorites. We got 4 monster favorites in hockey tonight, the late games. So we got to, you got to play them. It's against the law not to play it.
You did your cut parlay. I think all 4 favorites win the rest of the game tonight.
Oh, I hope so. From your lips to my wallet, that's for sure. Hour number 2 coming up next.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of thoughts.
18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He'll never stop shooting a basketball the rest of his life. All he's going to do is become one of those old, famous ex-players that's in the Hall of Fame, that's a legend, that shows up at games, just like his dad did. His dad shows up at games. His dad was never as good as he is. And his brother is the lost soul. Like, they don't even care about his broke ass. This guy, Steph Curry, can play forever.
Pharrell, coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
After every round, you guys were still up in each other's face, mouthing off before you went back to your corners, trying to get not just the last punch, but the last word. What was the move between you guys? Obviously, you're in there for your fright.
It didn't cut him. It didn't stunt him. A point wasn't taken away. There's no reason to even mention something like that. You're in a brawl. Things are happening. Accidents happen.
Only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. Scott and Dave until 10 p.m. Eastern time. That's when Gabe and Cam take over. We'll talk to Cam a little bit later on, about 45 minutes from now. Zig Fracassi, our good buddy, talk a little hockey with him in about a half hour or so. He might be at the Frozen Four, Dave, believe it or not. That's how much he is into hockey. I bet he can give you the starting lineup for your Penn State little club team there that's now playing in the second game. So we'll do a little pucks with Zig in a little bit. In the meantime, got a little rain delay in baseball. Is that what I'm being told? 7th inning, Braves and Phillies tied at 1. Our lone baseball game, and they rain on us, huh? Raining on our parade.
Yeah, can't control the rain, but yes, it's in a rain delay.
Now that's in Atlanta,
tied,
right?
Yeah,
How
it's
far
in
is that
Atlanta.
from
Tied
Augusta?
1-1.
Is it going that way?
Oh
right?
boy. Yeah, well, I mean, Keith was just on and said it's going to rain in a little bit. So, yeah. Did you look at any weekend series for the baseball? I didn't really start to look. I didn't do the work yet.
No.
Couple good weekend series. Okay.
What do we got?
Kansas City and Cleveland. That's a good one.
That's good. JC won today.
San Francisco Giants are in Yankee Stadium all weekend. So we'll have that one to keep an eye on. Your Red Sox are playing the White Sox in Chicago. That should be a sweep, I would think, right?
Mm-hmm.
They better sweep them.
You would think, but
I don't know. Yeah.
The White Sox always Red Sox tough. Even last year, they won a couple of games from them. Believe it or not.
Yep. We got K-Dub involved in the hockey, by the way. Kevin Walsh, who hosts Game Time Decisions
Did
here.
he hit last night with us?
On the network.
Did he play it?
Well, he's got the scramble drill. He called it tonight. So he's got Giannis tonight for a double-double, and he took a total in the first period. Is that what that said? I don't know. Why does this? Like, you tell him to take the Knights and he gets crazy with the total. But I don't know. That's what he's doing. So there's one
What's he got
tweet,
there?
one
Over
play.
first period? In
Yeah, I
Vegas?
don't know. And Giannis double. Giannis tonight to get a
Double-double I can
double.
see, I suppose, but,
Yeah.
um
I don't know.
oh,
Over
that's
one and
what
a
killed
half
us
in the
last
first
night.
period. What?
The Joker killed us last night. Well, that I was thinking of the night before. We hit everything except the Joker's 30 points. He only had 20. Guy had a triple-double. So he basically, by the way, told the world that, he was okay with the firing. He said what you have to
Had
say.
to be.
Yeah. It was just
Exactly.
like, well, that's the business. What are you gonna do? That's
That's
what
the thing.
that's
Yeah.
what you say when, you were asked and you said, yeah, go ahead and fire him if you want to, and that's what
What are
when
you
people ask
supposed
about
to
it.
say? Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I know.
he's the face of the franchise. I mean, he's the MVP of the league. It's what he's supposed to say. And you put him in a bad spot if he says something different. Um, they go and win a game. That's fine. Speaking of winning, we got to keep this one, and we got to make sure when Cam comes on in 40 minutes, we have this tweet for him because
What do we got?
Ryan Niemi played, the Justin Rose first round leader.
Nice.
DK, it looks like right there,
Cam?
plus 76-1. So that's a nice little hit right there from Cam Stewart. So that was legendary. Turned the ugly number at the end of my bankroll into over $500. It is smarter to be on SportsGrid. Look at that. Guy even used the
How
line.
about that?
I mean, this is one of those nights, man. People are watching. I love it. Thank you, Ryan, for the tweet. Make sure we recognize that for Cam. It's always good to let the guy know when you get a play from somebody and you play it, they appreciate it when you say thank you. So thank you, Ryan, for that. That's good. Yeah.
Will he have the lead after the second round? I'll ask you the question we asked Keith. Will Justin Rose, who's got a 3-shot lead, will he have the lead when we come on the air tomorrow night?
I think he will, or he'll be tied. Like, he's going to shoot probably 70 tomorrow. So, somebody's got to go really low again. One of the -4s got to shoot another -4, which is possible. Guys go 68, 66 all the time there. So, that would put him another couple strokes gained. But, yeah, I think when you post a -7 and you're 3 strokes ahead of the next group of people, yes, I think when we come back on the air tomorrow, I think it'll be done by the time we get on the air and we talk to Keith. I think Justin Rose will be tied for the lead or still in the lead. Yes. Do you think so?
Well, here's why I'll say no. He bogeyed his last hole. So here he is right now. Right now. He's sitting down with his wife, right? And you know how wives can be, nothing for nothing. And she's saying to him, hey, hon, nice round today. I was watching a little bit, and when I turned the TV set off, you were 8 under par. What happened? And she starts drilling him. You could have had a 4-shot lead. You only had 1 hole left. She starts, and I think that's going to get into his brain a little bit. He won't be able to sleep tonight. And he implodes like a 73 tomorrow. And he'll be 3 shots back.
Hold on. I mean, listen, you're a veteran of the marriage business, as am I. Do you really think that anything that the wife says is going to get into his head tonight? I mean, really? Come on.
It was pointed out when we talked about John Rahm and how he's no longer John Rahm. One of the astute podcast members pointed out that he got married. And ever since
he's
then,
a rookie.
It's been a little.
He's a rookie with the marriage. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, that's what I'm saying. Justin Rose been married. He's older. Like, there's nothing. I mean, seriously. Like, if you're Justin Rose and you're in the position, like, nothing that Mrs. Wetzel could say would get in your head tonight. You'd sleep like a baby.
No.
I mean, come on. Yeah, please.
Yeah. Well, in fact, she's not talking to me, as a matter of fact, because it's her birthday.
Again?
I forgot. Yeah, it was her birthday. I forgot. So then when I remember, but to be fair,
in your phone.
I was going to do something, right? I was going to go out, go get something, right? What happened? I look around for my keys. My keys aren't where they're supposed to be. I look high, I look low. You know where my keys are? They're with the little wife at work. She took my keys. Well, there goes your birthday present. Sorry.
Stranded you at the house, essentially? You
Stranded
had a
me at the
vehicle
house
with no
all day
keys.
today.
Yeah. Right.
And
Yeah.
I couldn't even get my truck, which has got a back load of all dirt and things I bought at Home Depot the other day to get ready for my garden. I couldn't even get in because these dopey trucks nowadays, if you don't unlock it, you can't open up the back thing, which I guess is good, but I couldn't even get into my truck today.
Wow. So this is good. So you prepared all day today. You were focused all day on the show, and all the stats and the preparation was all done. So that's good. All right, that's good to know. Did I got to ask? Did she own up to taking the keys? I mean,
Oh, yeah. Well, what's she going to say? No, she has them. Yeah. I called her at work. I said, do you have my keys? And she's like, no. I said, are you sure? No. Why would I take your keys, right? Like, just do me a favor. Just check your pocketbook. Just go ahead and check. Appease me, dear. And she's, she grabs her keys. Apparently, I got my keys. I said, okay. Now, look a little more. Look a little deeper. Oh, oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, bingo. There's your birthday present right there. My keys. There it is.
See you after work.
Winners coming up next.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave checking out some NBA, little NHL, and the one baseball games in a rain delay. So not a lot going on tonight, but especially this time of the year, it's kind of like the pregnant pause here. You play out the string, not much is on the line, and then a week from now we'll have postseason hockey, postseason NBA. It kind of correlates now and goes side by side. Usually the NHL, Dave, right, starts first, but with the Four Nations tournament lasting as long as it did, push the hockey season back. So now they're basically going to start at the same time. So some good news. We gave out Indiana. I said earlier I'd liked Indiana tonight. They were down. Now they're actually leading 113-111 with 50 seconds left. So if you grab them, you're going to win that one. Pistons lead the Knicks. Did like Detroit laying 3.5. They're up 6 now with 2.5 left. 105-99. All these games going under now. The teams just aren't.
Yeah.
It's amazing, the running and gunning. Except for the Atlanta Hawks, naturally. It's the Hawks. But they're blowing out the Nets 94-67. And the Bucks by 7 over the Pelicans, 64-57. Milwaukee's, they lead Detroit by 2, right? Is that I'm trying to remember which team it was. But they play them twice. So they need to win tonight. There's a little something still on the line for them and the Detroit Pistons. So
For Milwaukee?
though. I think, or is it? I'm thinking of somebody else. Hold on a second.
I thought the
it was
Pistons
Milwaukee.
were locked into the 6, and Milwaukee maybe is playing for the 4-5. Could that be it?
Oh, maybe
against Indiana.
Hold on a second. Let me see. I don't think. I think it's Detroit. Yeah, Detroit plays Milwaukee twice to close out the season.
Okay.
So if they win, they would win the head-to-head tiebreaker. So they would have to win both games. So I think they're still alive for the number 5. And that's why Milwaukee's got to win tonight, and the Pistons have to win tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't look. I got to be perfectly honest. I was like, I saw the NBA board today and went, I got nothing. I really just looked at it and went, nothing. Don't force a play. Just look at it and go from there. And, when Master starts, it kind of takes over the day. If there's not I need a meaningful game. And not that Memphis and Minnesota is not meaningful. It is. It's just one of those things where I went, nah, I'm good with the NBA. I'm trying to find a play maybe in the hockey in game. The Capitals tied it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Now you
Winnipeg
Carolina
2, Dallas nothing. Totals back to the 5.5. Man, this is a bad sign. That's a bad sign, Scott, for Dallas.
I wonder if we look back and circle. Now, they lost 3 in a row anyway. So, but I wonder if we look back and circle that game and say, you know what, this is where it turned for Dallas. They never recovered from blowing that 5-2 lead. Never.
Oh my.
That would
That's
be
no
something.
good. Yeah, that's definitely no good for anyone holding it Dallas thinking. I mean, they were the odds-on favorite 3 days ago. Them and Florida in the East, and Florida's numbers being adjusted. And man, it's one of those situations where, so like we had an odds maker on BVB yesterday from the Westgate talking about Denver's situation and moving the number up to go get Denver money. I would move to Dallas. If Dallas loses like this, like getting shut out in the second period at home in a game after they just blew a 3-goal lead with a minute to go to Vancouver, whose season is done, I'd actually move the Dallas number. I'd move the number away and try to, if Colorado smokes Vancouver tonight, I'd make Colorado ahead of them. And maybe depending on what Vegas does, you got to start getting other teams in the mix and getting their money on bets. I think I'd move the Dallas number if they lose tonight.
Yeah. It's amazing. Like the 2 top teams in each respective conference aren't playing well. Dallas now, which may lose 5 in a row, and then Florida.
Yeah.
And yet they're the 6th, Dallas is 6-1, and then Florida 6.5-1. So they're the top 2 teams. Then you got Vegas at 7.5, Carolina at 8.5. I don't have any faith in Carolina. I really don't. And if they lose again tonight on the road, they just can't win on the road in a regular season. So that now you're starting to get into the 8.5s and 10-1s with Edmonton 8.5 to 1. Colorado, can they get it just enough goaltending? Or maybe it is Washington. Maybe we just keep on doubting them, and it's this could be, or maybe Toronto. Like, this might be the year that one of these teams that has this black cloud hanging over them, whether it's Toronto, whether it's Carolina, whether it's Winnipeg always failing in the postseason. Maybe it's one of if they don't do it this year when it seems to be open, then man, these teams are never going to do it.
Right? I don't know.
Maybe Ottawa. Can Ottawa make a little bit of a run? I mean, you really want to go down the line here? I wish LA had a better road record. They're unbeatable at home.
I don't know.
Montreal?
I'm not ready to say. Again, we'll come up when we know the matchups. We'll have a much better feel for it. I'll have a much better feel for it. I'll do the series prices just like I would be sitting back in the day in the book, make all the numbers and kind of lay it out and see where we're at. But I'm telling you right now, I'm thinking it out in my head. When you see me doing that, I'm looking up in the sky. I'm thinking that Dallas number's coming down. Like it has to. I have to make an adjustment. I'm watching the game in game right now. I mean, they're plus 5 to 1 tonight to come back.
Wow.
Tonight. 5 to 1 to win the Stanley Cup 2 days ago. The odds are favorite. They're 5 to 1 tonight to come back. So yeah, that number has to be that number has to be moved. They cannot be 5 to 1 to win the Stanley Cup. If they lose tonight, we wake up in the morning, and in our book, the S&W sports book, Dallas is 10 to 1. Come bet it, please. Yeah. They're leaking bad.
Yeah, this would be their fourth straight loss. I said fifth, but a fourth straight loss. So, yeah, not good. And second straight at home. That's the other thing with that one Vancouver game. That was even at home. So, all right, in game live, we'll take out some of the other numbers when we come back right here on the grid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He'll never stop shooting a basketball the rest of his life. All he's going to do is become one of those old, famous ex-players that's in the Hall of Fame, that's a legend, that shows up at games, just like his dad did. His dad shows up at games. His dad was never as good as he is. And his brother is the lost soul. Like, they don't even care about his broke ass. This guy, Steph Curry, can play forever.
Pharrell, coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
After every round, you guys were still up in each other's face, mouthing off before you went back to your corners, trying to get not just the last punch, but the last word. What was the mood between you guys? Obviously, you're in there for your fight.
It didn't cut him. It didn't stunt him. A point wasn't taken away. There's no reason to even mention something like that. You're in a brawl. Things are happening. Accidents happen.
Only on SportsGrid.
Hi, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day on the Grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. Taking a look at a little NHL and a little, well, I was going to say baseball, but the one game's in a rain delay, and then a couple of NBA games, but nothing too crazy. Bunch of games, getting underway in the first period here. So far, no score. Vancouver, Colorado, 11 and a half minutes left to go in the first. So that over-under is down to 5.5. And then still minus 188. And then Utah, which is our Black Cloud play of the day, no score, 10 minutes in against Nashville. And it's up to 194. Maybe they're on a power play. Over under there is still 5.5. Little juice though, minus 178. I don't think you're going to get that many goals in that game. I'm a little surprised that number is that high. So, and then we got a couple days starting at 10 o'clock, Vegas, Seattle, and then LA and Anaheim.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see Ziggs coming up next segment. We'll ask him about the hockey, and if Dallas is leaking. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Scott, that's a team a lot of people were overlooking. I mean, when you look at the odds to win the Eastern Conference, they're not even the favorite. They're not. Yeah. I don't understand it. Again, this power rating thing is so funny because Carolina's been the team to beat in the East for, I feel like, the last 5 years. Every time we get to this time of year, I don't know if they're going to win the first round. I really don't. So, it's going to be great. No, they don't. What do you mean? They play the Devils.
They will be hooked up with
the Devils.
Would it be the Devils? Wouldn't it be the right now it would be the Devils. No, it would be Montreal. Yeah. Right? Wouldn't it be Montreal, the number 18? Oh, I thought you meant Washington. My bad. I thought you were talking about Washington.
Oh, no. Washington gets Montreal. Washington's going to beat Montreal. No, I was talking about Carolina. Yeah, Carolina will play the Devils. I don't even know if they're going to win that series. They're going to have home ice. I don't know if they're going to win. And, I mean, right now it's set, and it seems like this is the way it's going to go. Toronto will play Ottawa. The Lightning will play the Panthers. The Capitals will play the Canadiens, and the Hurricanes will play the Devils. So, if I was to pick the series right now, I'd say Toronto, Florida, Capitals, and Devils. That's where I would stand with the East right now.
If it turns out to be Tampa Bay, Florida, which at this point it really would be a minor miracle if it didn't, that's going to be a heck of a first-round series.
Oh!
Right? That's going to be just crazy. I mean, that should be a lot of fun. That'll carry – the storylines will be Florida, Tampa Bay, great series. Will Toronto lose again? Will Carolina really lose again, right? And will the Cinderella Washington Capitals, like after maybe winning the President's Cup, although they're a couple of points behind Winnipeg, but after this great season, we'll all go up and smoke. Got some decent storylines,
Yeah, no, I mean there's a storyline for every one of those series. Toronto gets Ottawa, and a team from Canada advances, but boy, it would be terrible for Toronto to lose to Ottawa. That would be for them. That's worse than losing to the Bruins, which they do every year. But we don't got to worry about the Bruins being in it. Battle of Florida, Lightning and Panthers, absolute monster games back and forth. Caps get the upstart Canadiens as the team that should win, and then the Hurricanes and Devils is just one of those series that is coming. Jets and Blues. Right now, Jets would get the Blues. That's no bargain. They're susceptible to losing that. Dallas plays the Avalanche. With Dallas having home ice, Dallas will end up being a small favorite and will lose the way they're going. The Knights get the Wild, and they probably won't let Marc-Andre Fleury play a game, but that'll be a nice send-off. The Knights will beat the Wild. And the Kings and Oilers play every year. You can just pencil in a lot of things. April, you got to pay your taxes, and you got to watch Edmonton play, the Los Angeles Kings in the first round every single year.
The Winnipeg St. Louis with Binghamton going up against what's his face again? That would be with Nations 4 rematch. Hellebuck, yeah, that would be that'd be great. Washington, by the way, scored again.
Hello,
it's 4-2, end of late second, or less than a minute left. That's 4 straight goals. Was it Carolina leading 2-0?
Yep.
4 straight. Ovechkin hasn't scored yet. See, if this was before he set the record, I would be betting Ovechkin right now to score an empty net goal. He may still, but it's not quite the same you know, you don't get the same kind of like, they're going to go out of their way to get Ovechkin the puck.
He has
that
one
probably won't be the
assist and he has 2 shots on goal.
For him, that's nothing, right? Usually gets that his first shift. All right, more hockey talk. Zig Cassidy, our good buddy from Sirius XM, joins us next.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He'll never stop shooting a basketball the rest of his life. All he's going to do is become one of those old, famous ex-players that's in the Hall of Fame, that's a legend, that shows up at games, just like his dad did. His dad shows up at games. His dad was never as good as he is. And his brother is the lost soul. Like, they don't even care about his broke ass. This guy, Steph Curry, can play forever.
Pharrell, coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The 2 guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
After every round, you guys were still up in each other's face, mouthing off before you went back to your corners, trying to get not just the last punch, but the last word. What was the mood between you guys? Obviously, you're in there for your fright.
It didn't cut him. It didn't stunt him. A point wasn't taken away. There's no reason to even mention something like that. You're in a brawl. Things are happening. Accidents happen.
Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 2. Talking a little hockey, a little baseball, a little NHL, a little NBA, rather, and a little golf, obviously, with the Masters. And who knows, maybe even a little draft talk with our next guest, our good buddy, Zig Fracassi, who you see in here all the time here, and also over at SiriusXM NFL Radio, SiriusXM NHL Radio, college radio, you name it, that's where Zig is. What's going on, Zig? How are you tonight, bud?
My old buddy Wetzel, how you doing? Consigliere, what's going on, my brother?
Always good to see you, Zig. Always good to get the updates too on the Twitter at Zig Fracassi.
Yes.
It's makes me laugh all the time. I mean, this little thing that you got going, you bring a smile to my face minimum once or twice a day with a tweet. You're a college hockey guy. This is good. I'm dressed in the Penn State stuff.
I mean, see that.
I played back in the day when I could still tie my skates and play and stuff. It was a club program, and they're playing in the Frozen Four. I can't believe it. Now, they're small dogs tonight. You think Penn State got a shot tonight?
I hope so. And Guy Godowski's done a phenomenal job there at Penn State. He really has. And, you also got to give the Pagulas, Terry and Kim, a lot of credit for bankrolling that program there at Penn State because, a Division I hockey program was like literally a pipe dream, not even 20 years ago or whatever the case may be. But they did a tremendous job. Guy's been a terrific coach for a lot of years. Penn State's been the proverbial knocking on the door, but not getting through. Finally did this year to the Frozen Four, although BU is just they're such a juggernaut. So that one's going to be a little bit tough for them.
Who's going to win it all? What do you think of the first game?
I loved it, Scotty. And again, I'm a big David Carl fan. He runs that program at Denver with a lot of class. They're like the Montreal Canadiens. If think about that, of college hockey, 11 national championships, always produce guys to the pros. But Western Michigan used to be coached by Kings coach Andy Murray. He left the program, left it in some great hands. Western Michigan plays a really responsible defensive game. I'd give them a puncher's chance against either BU or Penn State.
Give the people that Zig fun fact of the night, the hockey thing that you gave us during the break. I mean, with this Knuble kid, I know the first time I felt old is when I started to see the kids of the players that
That's
I
right.
watched playing. Now, I mean, you hit us with this one. Give it to the people, please. What is this?
Well, here you go. Of course, we all know Ovechkin broke the record, last week by Wayne Gretzky. Well, to my recollection, and I think they had him on Mad Dog Sports Radio, Mike Knuble, who had a very good career, whether it was with the Capitals, the Bruins, Red Wings, Rangers. He was the only one to play with both Gretzky and Alex Ovechkin. So he has that distinction going for him. And then just doing a little research here, I did see a Knuble play for Western Michigan. Well, it turns out it's Mike's kid Cam. So it's all Mike Knuble all the time this week. Right?
The Knuble family is he's even a guest, like they're making note of that. That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little hockey here, NHL, as far as what's going on tonight. Where's the Dallas is losing 2-0, Zig, and Dave and I were talking about it. Where's the concern level? This would be their fourth straight loss. We know they blew that 5-2 lead, that crazy game the other day against Vancouver. If they were to lose tonight, they're the odds-on favorite on FanDuel, but where's the concern level with the Stars?
You're probably thinking about this a little bit because obviously the Stars base themselves on being a very sound defensive team. They've had some injuries throughout, and whether they get Heiskanen back for the playoffs remains to be seen. But yeah, I mean, you don't want to go into the postseason like they did. Now, give Vancouver credit for trying to keep their season alive and showing some gumption there late in that game, but then to have the carryover like this, I'm sure Peter DeBoer is not too thrilled about it. And boy, I heard you guys talking about this on the break, but my gosh, think of Dallas, Colorado as a first-round series. That should be more like the Western Conference Final, but that's the way that this is in the Gary Bettman system of loving divisional play.
Yeah. Speaking of divisional play, the Knights can clinch the Pacific Division tonight. They're at home against Seattle. Seattle looks done. It's a gigantic price. It's, one of Wetzel's plays tonight that, should win pretty easy. We talked about it trend-wise. What do you expect for the Knights? Not just tonight, but playoff-wise, because there's not a real buzz around town like there has been in years past. I don't know what it is. It's just it's either they're boring or they're just bring their lunch pail to work type team, keep the games under. What do you think Knights going forward in the playoffs?
Well, yeah, I mean, I know Eichel sat the other night, so I'd be a little bit concerned if that's something that's going to linger as the postseason.
He's out tonight, too.
Is he out tonight? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So there you go. So again, is this sort of rest disguised as an injury? Is there a concern there? That remains to be seen. Dave, to your point, I'm wondering too if maybe this is just one of these things now where if you will, the excellence being up there each and every year, are we starting to take it for granted? I mean, there'd be teams that would die for a great run like Vegas has had the last few years. So I still think they're obviously a tough out, going to be like that. Hopefully, Mark Stone's back holds up for him. The reemergence of Riley Smith, they bring him back. I thought that was a good move for him. Deforiev has had a monster year for him. Defensively, they still look pretty solid. They're going to be a tough out coming out of the West.
Who do you see at this point, coming out of the West and the East at this point?
At this point, wow. Like I mentioned, I think Vegas maybe just playing a little bit of possum. Although, you got to wonder, too, is Hill going to be up to the task? I know they paid him now like a frontline goalie, and gosh, if Schmid is going to be the guy to be able to really step up if they need to. And then in the East, I know there's been this groundswell on Washington, and why not? They've had a terrific year and all that kind of thing. But, boy, Marchand now being with the Panthers, that's going to be something really worth watching. Ekblad should hopefully be returning from his suspension here pretty soon. And until the champ is knocked off, and I know they're going to have a tough first rounder, however it may shake out, but I wouldn't put it past the Florida Panthers here because they're going to get mean at the right time here. Although, boy, that first round series, somebody good in that Atlantic division is going to get knocked out because you're going to have you may have both Florida teams in there in that first round the way this is going.
Yeah. We got about a minute left, Sig, and the Steelers still don't have a quarterback. What are you hearing? What are you hearing for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the draft? What the hell is going on in Pittsburgh? Please tell me maybe they're going to draft Dart or something. What are you hearing for the Steelers?
Well, Dave, this is the lying season, as they like to call it. Depending on the flavor of the month or flavor of the day, there's actually been some reports that maybe Shadur Sanders could slide to number 21. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But then again, Dave, this is the lying season. I personally don't see him going past 9 to New Orleans. Do they reach for Dart? That remains to be seen. And they got to get this figured out, too, because I'm sure they don't want to wait too much longer to see if that drama king who played with the Jets is going to make up his mind or not.
It's crazy, how long they might have to wait. I would be shocked if they waited past the draft. Real quickly, are the Browns taking Sanders, number 2, or the Giants?
No, I would think.
Really?
No, I think he slides a little bit. I'd be on the Travis Hunter train. I think he's the best player coming out of the draft. Abdul Carter, flip-flop those, either Cleveland or the Giants.
Follow Zig at Zig Sports Voice. Zig, great job. We'll do it again soon. Thanks, man.
All right, boys.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He'll never stop shooting a basketball the rest of his life. All he's going to do is become one of those old, famous ex-players that's in the Hall of Fame, that's a legend, that shows up at games, just like his dad did. His dad shows up at games. His dad was never as good as he is. And his brother is the lost soul. Like, they don't even care about his broke ass. This guy, Steph Curry, can play forever.
Pharrell, coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
After every round, you guys were still up in each other's face, mouthing off before you went back to your corners, trying to get not just the last punch, but the last word. What was the move between you guys? Obviously, you're in there for your fright.
It didn't cut him. It didn't stunt him. A point wasn't taken away. There's no reason to even mention something like that. You're in a brawl. Things are happening. Accidents happen.
Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Thanks again, Zig Fracassi, joins us all the time here on In Game Live. Joining us next, our daily guest, who's got to have a smile on his face, Dave, because he gave out a 65-1 ticket on Justin Rose to be the leader after the first round, which of course he is. Mr. Cam Stewart. What's going on, Cam? Very nice. Congratulations.
Scott, love you, Wetzel. It was crazy too when I did the show with like Carver had him too. Case too. I'm not sure, like a lot of guys in the golfing world, Pat Mayo when I did a show. But Dave, I set a record on Mayo's show because we do gold, silver, and bronze. And I just went in there and go, make my gold pick Justin Rose 60-1 in each way. Usually it's like a 2-1, like a money line underdog in football. So it was just, I can't tell you, Scott. I found him at 72. Carver had him at 80. I hit him again.
Wow.
I was just in shock. Like I'm so tired from like just cheering him on and hitting putts and stuff. And when Rory put one in the water, I literally got on my knees and said, "Thank you, gambler. Thank you." It was the best. Justin Rose has no thorns. Yeah, there we go, Dave.
We got a tweet to show you. Video, pull it up. We'll get it up here on the preview screen. Somebody played it based on you appearing last night.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Tweeted us and tagged us all. Yeah. So they hit a big one. So the tweet with the,
Ryan Niemi, friend of the program.
Yeah.
Player against Legend, you turned the ugly number at the end of my bankroll and over 5. Ryan, anything we could do. It's funny. People are like, what are you doing? First thing I did, ring, ring. Who's there? Hey, meat guy, how you doing? I'll see you at the warehouse tomorrow. Bring the quality cuts. I'll be loading up my trunk. That's what I do, Dave. You know how it works. When I go to Vegas, I buy big because if I get smoked, I come back and I don't have to eat ramen noodles. And when I win a big bet, I told my girlfriend, I bought her an air fryer. I go, you don't even know what's coming your way. Special needs. Oh, yeah, I'm ready to rock. But hey,
did you play any horses? Did you play any horses?
Last night, I won my first race in Australia. But then, Dave, I got cocky. And then I didn't win the other one, and then I got it, and then I'm like, you know how it is, Dave. I can't help myself. So this Justin Rose thing today was like, I'm like, is it going to be one of these days? And when I saw Rory creeping, but anyway, shout out to everybody who followed it. Amazing. Like I got to tell you, Dave, I know my role now, and Scott knows this too. I'm an 18-hole guy. I'm a race 2-minute horse race guy. I like things nice and easy and quick. I don't need the pain. First goal in hockey, first period. Like, I don't like the whole stress of look at Houston. If we took Houston in the first and whatever, end of the game, look, what was Florida leading for? 16 seconds and win the game? Like, that's kind of who, like, it works better for me. And everybody's got their thing, but I seem to do better in things that are very short. Except for, like, you hope not the other area, but this is not a call-in sex show.
How about tomorrow? Any insights? Are you going to be on McIlroy against him?
No.
Will Justin Rose be leading after tomorrow?
I don't know if he will, but all I know is one thing, and it's concerning. His last 2 holes, he got loose with the driver. So if he doesn't fix that up, he's not going to be first-round leader again. But his putter was electrifying. One of my picks outright, Bryson DeChambeau, he didn't even play great and is there. But as we know, guys, Scotty Scheffler, you just wait for him to like not do as well. I know now he's like plus 240. Like it's like enough for all those guys. And Gabe says this a lot. I'll give him credit. He's like, why don't we just bet Scheffler at 5 so we don't have to take him at 2? Like when he's like on the 2.5 at the final round. So he's going to be there. I'm just hoping. DeChambeau had a great day too. A lot of the picks did well, but as you guys know, it's a lot of golf. Anything we got going on in hockey tonight, guys, in these late games? All I know is I'm basically taking more underdogs than favorites right now, except for Utah.
Really?
I like Utah in parlay materials. I'm actually going to take a shot with Anaheim plus 1.5, plus 120 on my site. Sprinkle plus 290 money line on FanDuel Ontario. And I'm actually, as crazy as this sounds, Dave, Seattle plus 1.5, minus 120.
Wow.
Sprinkle plus 205. Really? I'm betting 2 dogs, and I'm taking Utah in a parlay. Yeah, this is my thing at the end of the season. They're weird teams. As we approach the playoffs, I think a lot of these teams are just kind of go through the motions and stuff. So that's my angle. I'm not smashing it. Like I can't with a good head tell people, yeah, Seattle Kraken against Vegas, but it's just one of those plays that I stick to the system, and I think we can get one of those dogs home, and then we'll make money.
We had Keith on from Augusta earlier, and he talked about there possibly being rain tonight. I mean, a -7 is a really good round, and there was a bunch of -4s. But what do we expect? What do you expect tomorrow down at Augusta? I mean, are we going low again, or are we just?
Great call,
because
Dave.
the guys that start early aren't going to have as good of a time out there.
Know who this benefits? Bryson DeChambeau, one of the longer drivers. Rory. These guys, if it's going to be soft, some of these small ball hitters, they're getting no roll, right? You're not getting the driver as long. And Bryson DeChambeau was praying for these conditions because when it's soft, he can go flag hunting all day long. His problem is sometimes he overextends and hits, misses his shots by a little bit. Long ball hitters are going to be in play. I don't know, Dave, like what waves are going to do what. I got to do more research. Like after the show, when I'm betting Australian horse racing, I'll have my charts out and I'll start doing some other things. And hey, Scott, most normal people say, what are you doing at 1 o'clock in the morning? Well, I'm sleeping with my wife. What am I doing? I'm betting horses from another country and continent. That's the way I roll. You got your Penn State hat on, Dave. They're in big trouble against Boston University, buddy. Boston University, you got the Hudson kid, who's one of the best defensemen, his brother. From the Montreal Canadiens, like their lineage of like NHLers is stupid, but Penn State has good rookies though. They're a real bunch of grinders here, but BU's got more talent.
Yeah, the goalie's going to be the difference. The goalie's going to have to win the game. Penn State's going to get outshot,
right.
And they're going to have to hang around. It didn't work for Denver. I mean, Western Michigan was dominating that game. I don't know.
What do you think about this
over
photo?
6.5.
So do I,
think
Dave.
it's over.
Boston University scored 8 against Ohio State, and Penn State. Over 6.5 is the play for me too. I think Boston wins. I think they win like 6-3, 6-4. I think it's one of those type of games. I like the over. Good call by you. There's no juice on my side either. 6.5 plus 105. I'm actually getting. I'll take the plus money, which is pretty good.
Yeah, FanDuel's got a -180 and then 6.5 even money. Same thing. So. All right, so you're going with the dogs in hockey, any NBA at all? That real quickly.
I got to be honest with you. I'm not. I'll bet it live, Scott. I got too much going on with the Masters and stuff right now, and I got to find a way to turn this money into more money instead of investment.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
He'll never stop shooting a basketball the rest of his life. All he's going to do is become one of those old, famous ex-players that's in the Hall of Fame, that's a legend, that shows up at games, just like his dad did. His dad shows up at games. His dad was never as good as he is. And his brother is the lost soul. Like, they don't even care about his broke ass. This guy, Steph Curry, can play forever.
Pharrell, coast to coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
After every round, you guys were still up in each other's face, mouthing off before you went back to your corners, trying to get not just the last punch, but the last word. What was the move between you guys? Obviously, you're in there for your fright.
It didn't cut him. It didn't stunt him. A point wasn't taken away. There's no reason to even mention something like that. You're in a brawl. Things are happening. Accidents happen.
Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave closing up shop. Cam and Gabe, top of the hour, just a couple of minutes. So one last check of the scoreboard here, Dave. Baseball, they're still in a rain delay, 1-1. Philadelphia's going to be playing Atlanta a couple times this year, so I'm surprised. I don't know how long they're going to wait on that one. But just to update people, I guess the answer is depends on the site. But if you bet Atlanta or Philadelphia before the game, what happens to your ticket? And if you bet them in game, what happens to your ticket on most sites? If they were to rain out or get suspended since it's 1-1.
Yeah, it's all refund. Everything goes back.
Everything.
Yeah, you grade it as a push and everything goes back. You can't grade it as an under, even though, I mean, you had under 3.5 if you bet it in game or something,
Right.
and you had under the totals have to be, played 8 full innings, 8.5 innings is what we used to say. So you had to play into the top of the ninth. So yeah, that's a refund. That's okay. You just have to rebet it. But you bring it up. It was a nightmare. Like when I first started doing it, because the software was different than the software we were using for the pregame stuff. So you had to go and grade it and make sure it was all posted right. And you're giving me agita. Penn State BU 0-0, 3 minutes in. So far, Penn State has 2 shots. BU only has 1. So this is what I'm doing the rest of the night. What are you doing the rest of the night? What's on the agenda? Cam's going to be doing his show with Gabe, and then he's going to be betting Australia horse racing. You're out at the beach house. So, yeah, listen, everybody has their thing. What are you going to be doing?
Yeah.
I mean, you got the keys to the truck now? You taking a ride? What are you doing?
I got the keys to the truck now. I should unload the truck, but I'm not doing that. So you know what? I'll make a sandwich. I'll turn on Utah versus Nashville Predators hockey for our Black Cloud play of the day, and root home the Mountain Men. That's probably what. And prep for tomorrow's show. Try and get some of this work done early. Since the wife is out, she's over her father's house with the family. They're all celebrating. So nice, peaceful, quiet house. So
Wait,
that's
so
yeah.
So it's her birthday, and she's out celebrating. Are you going to join the celebration after this, or are you going to go look at baseball props for tomorrow?
No, I'll look at baseball props. I'll look at strikeout props. Went 2-2 with our strikeout props today. I'll do research for tomorrow. So yeah, it's not worth.
I mean, why don't you sneak out and just run to the store, get some flowers? Just have some flowers sitting on the counter when she gets home.
It's 10 o'clock. Well, what's open at 10 o'clock? I'll be buying dead flowers. It's not my fault she took the keys. Hey, listen.
I'm just saying.
I tried. I tried. And her birthday present was me not yelling and screaming. I was very nice. I just said, okay, I did have some errands to run. I'm all dressed. I'm all set to get out of the house early today.
What's wrong with you?
But, okay, you took the keys. No problem, dear. Happy birthday. There's your present. Click. So
leave her a parlay. Kings and Knights money line.
I did buy her a broom. So she has that for her birthday present.
Now?
It's a good broom. It's one of those fan, the ceiling fans you have, right? So all the dust gets on top of that. Yeah. So someone made a contraption. It's on a pole, and it wraps itself around the fan, and then you slide it down the blade. So because a lot of dust, this way you don't have to get up on a ladder, with a rag, and it's all mucky up there. So here you go. It's a little mop with a little blade, little slider, and you just slide it down the blade, knock yourself out, huh? Anything to help you clean better. I mean, that's true love. I got to tell you, that's true love. Anybody can get flowers. Flowers are dead in a day or two, right? A broom lasts a lifetime.
Lasts forever. Yeah, that's good. See, now this is the problem. I'll go downstairs after the show, and they'll be like, "What'd you talk about in the last segment?" And I'll be like, well, there's this broom, and that'll be the end of the conversation. I could try. It's not going to go well for me as it did for you. No, yeah, I don't think so. No, but it's only 7 o'clock.
You guys
out
gotta
here,
have ceiling
so
fans. You gotta have ceiling fans, right? Down there. I'm telling you,
ceiling fans change your life. You must have them. It really is. Must have them in Vegas. It's just.
I think
it keeps the airflow. You have to have.
I think your wife would like it. if she's the one that cleans the fan, I'm telling you, got to think outside the box. You can
She
thank
loves
me
those
later.
gadgets. That's just what I
Yeah.
need. Another gadget, that
know.
collects dust
I love
somewhere
those
else.
gadgets.
Yeah, thanks.
Collecting the dust, part of the fun. How about that? All right. David Camp.
Go Penn State!
There you go.